Hey guys, Bo at ZZPerformance. Today we're going to be installing a double roller timing chain and our new XP RPM camshaft. First thing you want to do is I like to thread in the camshaft bolt. This just acts as a little handle when we're fishing it into the engine. I'm going to grab a generous amount of Assembly Lube, apply it to all of the lobes. Okay, so now we got her all lubed up. Slow and steady wins the race. You're gonna feel your cam lobe slipping through there. You're gonna wanna be sure not to score any of the bearings. Kind of a wiggle and push motion as I'm using the cam bolt as a handle. The last one's always the toughest. And there we are. So now we're gonna unthread our cam bolt because the gear's gotta go on first. So now we got our cam retaining plate. Notice these are countersunk screws. You're gonna wanna make sure that that is on the outside and not the inside. I'm gonna apply a little bit of Assembly Lube here. Get our bolt started. Pardon me. I actually like to use a little bit of blue thread lock on these. A lot of vibration around this area, and this is just going to ensure we don't have anything backing out on us. Okay, now that we got our camshaft retaining plate in here with the countersunk on the outside, we're going to torque these down to 22 foot-pounds. Once again, these T30s are really easy to strip. One thing to note on the double roller, you're going to need to delete your balance shaft completely or just the sprocket itself. If you do delete it completely, you got to be sure to plug the oiling hole in the back, which ours has been done. But a lot of guys just leave the whole balance shaft in there. You take the sprocket off, make sure you keep that retaining plate on to hold it in. But with the sprocket off, leave it in place. A lot of guys have really good luck with that, and it's a lot less work. So we have cylinder one on top dead center here. There's adjustable timing marks on this crank sprocket, but all of our ZZPerformance camshafts are set at 0. Put a little lube on here. These are really tight going on. Customers will call in and ask, hey, my crankshaft pulley's not fitting, it's just really tight. Crankshaft sprocket, pardon me. So you get it lined up. Verify that your timing is at 0. Just give it a little tap to get it started. Notice how tight that is. And here I just have a scrap piece of aluminum. This aluminum is a lot softer than this, and we're just gonna tap it on the rest of the way. Camshaft sensor. This goes in from the back side. You can see this one right here is recessed a little bit. That's where you're going to put it. Do not forget to put the camshaft magnet sensor in and make sure it's from the back side like that there. So now we have the camshaft sprocket fully seated on the crank. Now here comes the tricky part. Because this chain does not run a tensioner, we are going to have to kind of finagle them onto the crank and the cam at the same time. While also making sure it's timed correctly. It's always helpful to have a second set of hands, but Eric's holding the camera today. My trick is usually to use this bolt to pull the cam into the sprocket itself. And also, if your rear cover's off, you can give it a poke from the backside. Which ours luckily is. Most camshafts do not require the rear cover to come off though. Okay. So here is your most important part of this whole entire job. We got our timing mark here on 0. So that means our timing's set to 0. Also notice right here on the crank, it's also 0. All the ZZPerformance camshafts run with 0, the Rollmaster set at 0. So before I tighten this, I'm going to do one full revolution just to make sure that we come back to 0, and then I'll go ahead and torque that down. Now watch the 0 come back around. We're going to make one full revolution. Notice we're back at top dead 1, 0 and 0. We can now go ahead and torque down the camshaft bolt. If you like a little blue assembly lube on that as well, it's always great. A few last Rollmaster tips. Go ahead and put the flex plate on the back of the engine, put a couple bolts in there to hold it, and then grab it with a set of vice grips. That way when you're tightening down this camshaft bolt, it won't be rolling over on you. Also, don't forget to install your oil pump gear here. Slides right on the keyway. And that's going to be what your oil pump goes over when you put your front cover on. Also, when I'm mentioning the front cover, you're going to need to run the machined oil pump cover. That's going to give you a little extra clearance with this double roller, along with our ZZPerformance Garlock front cover gasket. It's extra thick and it just moves that front cover out just enough so you don't have any clearancing issues in here. It's the way we like to do it, and it works very well for us. As always, if you have any questions, contact customer service at ZZPerformance.com. And this is Bo with a Rollmaster 3800 install. We'll be at you with some push rod length and some other valve trade and related stuff. Thanks for watching.